right, everyone. Once again, it is I, your host, the G-Man, back with another installment of our 2015 team-by-team review in the NFL. Today, we're going to talk about the Baltimore Ravens, and I have to tell you that when I was compiling this list, it's hard to believe that I'll be talking about them this early in the draft. The Ravens are just a model of consistency. I love their front office. As an Eagles fan, I had asked that why don't we offer Ozzie Newsome a 20% ownership in the team to get him to come be the GM here, because I think he is the example of how to do it and do it right. Their coach is extremely consistent. They know how to handle their business. So it was very surprising to have a year like this. It also goes to show just how important that quarterback position is. Once they lost Joe Flacco and they lost some of their offensive firepower, their defense had been in construction for a little bit now, so it wasn't surprising they took a step back, but they'd remained in contention and they were going to recharge instead of rebuild with Flacco. But once he went down, that was all she wrote. So what went right for the Ravens this year? Well, not a ton. They played hard. They showed that their coach is still the right guy. They played hard throughout a series of horrible, horrible experiences. Flacco goes down. Steve Smith goes down. Terrell Suggs goes down. I mean, they just lost so much firepower. And again, I'm the first that I don't generally like to allow for injuries to be the reason why teams lose, but they really did struggle more than most teams. So they fought till the end. They may have uncovered some young receivers, even playing with some subpar quarterbacking, to say the least. Some of the young receivers played well. And I think they have themselves a young tight end in Max Williams. I think he was very good. I think their defensive line will only get better with the reintroduction of Terrell Suggs, I imagine. And I think that their defensive tackles are strong already. So all of that went well. What didn't go so well is they couldn't overcome the loss of Flacco. And it's funny when you look, for all you fantasy guys out there, I know you look at Flacco and you don't see the huge numbers, but it's pretty clear that he drives the engine out there. They were never able to establish a run game with Justin Forsett because there was no threat of the pass. Their wide receivers were hurt and just not very good, and without Flacco to make them look better, they really just struggled offensively. So it was very difficult for them to score. I do think that'll improve. I think, as with almost every team in the NFL, they need some offensive line help. But I think, again, this draft is very deep in it. I think where they pick at 5 or 6 is too early to go wide receiver. So if I'm them, I probably do go with the offensive lineman, take the safe pick, fill in my right or left tackle for years to come. I backfill in the second round with a deep class of wide receivers. They need one who is big, not necessarily fast, but can get some separation. I think they have some speed already, but they need a larger receiver who can run routes and catch the ball. So all told, their special teams are excellent. I think Tucker is probably one of the best kickers in the league, both clutch and just his leg strength and everything else. But again, even he struggled a little bit this year, at least for him, and a lot of that had to do with the lack of health. So I do think they'll be back. If there's a team that you can go ahead and put a couple dollars on in Vegas to have a big comeback as far as where they were last year and the number of wins increase this year, I think Baltimore is a team to do it. I do think they play in a difficult division, and I think a lot of those teams are pretty good. But with that coach and the quarterback coming back, I see no reason why they can't get back to a 9-7, 10-6 record and take it moving forward. So for me, the outlook for the Ravens, despite a poor performance, is rosy. So that's about all I have on Baltimore. This is the G-Man Boys, and I am out.